Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. Now, have I got something for you? Have I got something for you? We've all come across the podcast, the recent podcast on Patrick Bet David's, is Patrick Bet David's podcast, right? And as we all know, it was involving Robert Spencer, Rashid Hamami, Jake, brother Jake, and brother Daniel. Now, this tweet, you would have never expected this tweet to come out after this, right? This is crazy, to be honest with you, right? Okay, so Robert Spencer tweets, okay? It was at 9:35 today when I'm recording this, okay? Watch for Patrick Bet David to convert to Islam soon. When the Islamic apologist on his show defended murdering people for exercising their freedom of conscience, by the way, I think when he says that, he's referring to the had, the capital punishment for apostasy in Islam. He says he should have understood what he was dealing with. Instead, he babbled on about building bridges and went on the Dean show with the hate-filled, lying character assassin Eddie right after. PBD is infatuated with Islam. Okay? That is understandable. Now, first of all, let's pause there right now. This is crazy. I would have never expected this to happen after the debate. Robert Spencer is essentially doing friendly fire to Patrick Bet David. And subhanAllah, this actually goes to show you, right, the effect that this debate had, this podcast had, even on the guests. I mean, since the debate happened, Rashid Hamami, Robert Spencer, they've been going at it on Twitter with other Muslims, etc. It's been erupting on Twitter. Okay, let's continue. He says, PBD is infatuated with Islam. That is understandable. Wow, this is crazy. Coming from someone who's been a career Islamophobe, this is crazy. That is understandable. Given the wholesale moral collapse in the West and the fact that the deep and widespread corruption has spread into the churches. Subhanallah, crazy, right? But he should have realized that one enslavement to tyranny and lies is no cure for another. He is getting played expertly by the Dawah boys and has no idea what is being done to him. This is crazy. I mean, first of all, the way he's speaking to Patrick Bet David is like he's speaking to a child, as if Patrick Bet David has no control over his movements, over the choices he makes in life. I mean, he chose to go on the Dean show. He chose to, come with the attitude he came with. He's choosing to do whatever he wants to do. Secondly, I think it's crazy, and subhanallah, this is an amazing thing, and it really reminds you, of قُلْ جَاءَ الْحَقُّ وَزَهَقَ الْبَاطِلِ إِنَّ الْبَاطِلَ كَانَ زَهُوقًا. Falsehood is ever bound to perish. Subhanallah, that's the reality. PBD is infatuated with Islam. That is understandable given the wholesale moral collapse in the West. Even this Islamophobe, career Islamophobe, is acknowledging the moral collapse of the West and the fact that the deep and widespread corruption has spread into the churches. Crazy, subhanallah, crazy. So this just goes and highlights the fact and furthers the results from this podcast that happened. And actually it shows us a very, very big point. And that is, we link this back to Andrew Tate, for example. You have people like Andrew Tate and others following on from his example, coming to Islam because of Islam's preservation, actually, because of the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has preserved Islam, essentially, the rules of Islam, the rulings of Islam, how the Muslims, subhanallah, we believe in Islam and we do not change Islam. We believe in the traditional Islam. We do not change Islam for anybody, and we say we will continue to believe in it until our very last breaths. Subhanallah. So this is actually showing, and here even Robert Spencer is highlighting that the fact that the Muslims essentially is, we can infer this from his writing, the fact that these things haven't affected Islam or haven't affected the Muslims is why PBD is infatuated with Islam. Crazy. Jazakumullah khairan for watching. We'll see you in another video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is absolutely crazy. I mean, I've exported the video and I've just seen, and this is why I have to add this now, I've seen Patrick Bet David's response. This is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. What does Patrick Bet David say and respond to Robert Spencer? He says that the Muslims, first of all, says to him, you seem frustrated, bitter, etc. The Muslims, they seem prepared. You seem defensive. and he says something like it's understandable. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna put the tweet here. See, he says something like it's understandable, why you're upset, or it's understandable that you're upset, or something like that. I'm gonna put the tweet here. This is absolutely crazy, guys. Crazy. If there was any discussion about, who came out on top in that whole discussion, there's no more discussion. We'll see you guys in the next video. This is crazy. Assalamu alaikum.